Guys, Samsung is not competing with anybody. Obviously, Samsung is competing with themselves only in the mobile phone race. So Samsung has released the S26 Ultra. They've released it without 1-inch sensor camera, no 10-bit color display, no silicon carbide battery technology, same 5000 milliamps battery since 2022. So the Samsung S26 Ultra has come with subtle changes, but you might be wondering, what would you get? This review unpacks everything about the S26 Ultra and what benefits you get. Let's go. The S26 Ultra looks really good. I remember the experience of unboxing it and I was kind of impressed with how it looks. It has a glossy finish and it has this shiny look and feel compared to what you get on S25 Ultra, that is a matte finish. It has a little bit of curves here and there, making the device a little bit more portable sort of to handle. It's also lighter, being that Samsung has switched from using the titanium build to aluminum build. The ports and the buttons remains in the same position as the previous generation S25 Ultra. Nothing has changed, but the overall package looks a little more refined. The phone also comes with a redesigned camera island. There's a lot more bump in the camera island. And what does that mean? That means you get a lot of wobble when you place the phone on a table. Imagine your phone lying on the table in a corporate meeting and you wanted to snooze the notification and you get. Well, that's what you get with a redesigned camera highland that is much more thicker than what we had on S25 Ultra. With S26 Ultra, first things first, you have to get yourself a very good case. But the disadvantage with this redesign is you probably need a thicker case to fill up the gap and then reduce the wobble. Point number one with design, I'll give Samsung kudos for the beautiful design, but I'll also knock them for giving us a bumpy camera highlight. All right, quick break. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you. The highlight feature on the S26 Ultra, as you might know, is the privacy display. The privacy display is actually really a wonder. This is a good innovation from Samsung. With my experience, it works quite really well. You'll be amazed how looking at the phone directly, you can see everything clearly, but looking from the side or from behind, from any angles actually, you can't really see what's on this display. So the way it works is you have some narrow pixels and you have some wide pixels on the S26 Ultra. So when you turn on the privacy display, the wide pixels are off, only the narrow pixels are off, which means essentially half of your pixels are off. S26 Ultra is a lot reduced in brightness when you turn on privacy display, even for you that you're looking at it heads on. The S25 Ultra is a lot brighter display, and it's obvious. I don't know, maybe a little bit unusable when you are outdoors, obviously because of the brightness, or you know, hey, you can easily toggle it off and then enjoy the maximum brightness when you need it. In terms of performance, day-to-day tasks like opening your applications, opening your WhatsApp, opening your messages, it's all smooth on the S26 Ultra. There's no significant difference compared to my S25 Ultra. We expect things to feel the same largely. You know, who is looking out for a nanosecond faster app launch time in 2026. But what we get is also improved performance under the hood for AI workloads. The benchmarks are showing an improvement over S25 Ultra, and more importantly, the efficiency also means that just 5000 milliamps battery is more than enough according to Samsung. Remember I said Samsung is not competing with anybody. 5000 is enough. They are competing with themselves in this case, so they feel like it might be enough. To the geeks, 5000 is not enough because the competition is already doing a lot better. Now in real life scenarios, S26 Ultra is still not the best performing flagship battery. It's an improvement over the S25 Ultra because of the better processor, but the Chinese companies like Xiaomi, like Oppo, they're doing a lot better with silicon carbide batteries and 6000, 7000 milliamps battery. Camera department is where Samsung has been keeping things steady for a while. The phone comes with 200 megapixel main sensor, 50 megapixel for the ultra wide and the 5x zoom, and then 10 megapixel for the 3x zoom. The picture so far looks similar to what you get on a typical Samsung phone. It's very similar, and as you can see in the side-by-side shots, the skin tones on the S26 Ultra, however, looks a little bit off. The subject in this picture is a dark-skinned person, and the S25 Ultra is doing a much more closer job to exposing correctly and also getting the correct skin tone. So I think Samsung still has some work to do in terms of optimization like they usually do. S26 Ultra is doing a great job, don't get me wrong. The camera looks good on the surface of it, but I think it feels like a work in progress. Let me know what you think about S26 Ultra's pictures. Now, the Galaxy AI features are a lot of features that I think many people might not use, I'll be honest. For me personally, I don't think it applies to me, and I don't think many people around me use Galaxy features, but they're cool to have. And what Samsung is doing is throwing a lot of features out there for those that want to use it, just the way many people don't use the S Pen, many people use the S Pen. And that's the beauty of Samsung. They cater to a wider audience rather than competing with everybody on specialty. So I think the AI features are cool. I used some of the AI features for photo editing and photo assist, but I don't know. I think we're asking Samsung for improved hardware rather than improved software. They're improving the hardware actually, if you ask me. They're improving the hardware in the sense that they are continuing doing a lot more out of the same hardware that we've had for years. They're bringing out better pictures from the same 200 megapixel camera. They're bringing out better performance from the same 5000 milliamps battery, giving us an improved display, a privacy display from the same 6.9 inch, 8-bit color display that everybody is used to. They're tapping out features from the same hardware, or more or less the same hardware that they've been releasing, but even optimizing it better. And if the sales numbers show that people are buying S24 Ultra, people are buying S25 Ultra, what's the incentive for Samsung to change? Well, it's between you and your pocket. If you think Samsung should change, then don't buy the S26 Ultra. If you think Samsung should not change, keep buying the S26 Ultra. But anyway, the idea is that S26 Ultra is a great phone. If you add the S25 Ultra, it's a better phone. Better in the sense that better design, better build, better display based on the privacy feature, better battery performance, not because the battery is bigger, but because the processor is more efficient and faster and uses less battery to do a lot more. What else do you get? You get the AI features. I think the AI features are going to trickle down to the older Galaxies irrespective, but you will never be able to get privacy display on older Galaxies because it's built into their hardware. So overall, I will rate that the S26 Ultra is a great phone. For people in North America, you really don't have an option. It's either this on an iPhone or Pixel. This is better than a Pixel that we have. We don't know about Pixel 11. Is this better than an iPhone? Do you really have a choice anyway? You're locked in the Android ecosystem unless you want to explore iPhone. So overall, for somebody coming from S23 Ultra, fantastic deal. You're gonna get a lot more upgrade, a lot more bang for your buck. For someone coming from S25 Ultra, the only thing you get is privacy display. If you ask me, every other thing is the same. And then if you don't like the S25's boxy shape, you can get the S26 Ultra for a less boxy shape, a lot more curves, if you know what I mean. Anyways, that's my review of the S26 Ultra. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with your family and friends.